The UPI women's hockey team recently wrapped up their AUS season with two very close, hard-fought losses to the eventual AUS champion St. XX women. But their season's not done, as this week they'll be hosting the U-Sport Women's Championship right here in Charlottetown, starting this Thursday afternoon at 3 o'clock. With me today, I'm pleased to have head coach Bruce Donaldson. So Bruce, thanks for being on the segment.
Great to be here.
So Bruce, the tournament's upon us. There's been lots of planning, lots of dotting I's, crossing T's. How are things unfolding when we're a few days away?
Well, I think we're in pretty good shape. You know, hosting last year and having a second kick at it kind of helps us. So we're looking forward to that. Tomorrow night or Wednesday night is the gala. So I've got Myrtle Jenkins-Smith and Kathleen Casey who are chairing that for us.
Good hands.
Very good hands, and they've done just an amazing job. So we're looking forward to that piece. We have about 340 people in attendance, so it's not a small function on that side. We have 5 teams arriving today. 5 teams will practice tomorrow. The other 2 teams will arrive tomorrow as well. So everything from dressing room assignments to where we're going to put their gear to, you know, the on-ice piece is in play. So it's good.
How long has the planning process been, Bruce? Like, you know, if you think back it up. How far back has it been?
Yeah, really, you know what, honestly, I think, you know, we did this last year in March, and probably we recapped it over a period of another month and then started again in mid-April, and away we went. We meet weekly every Monday as a committee, and there's lots of little pieces to it, but our committee is great. You know, we've got our AD, Chris Huggan, and Ron Neer has been certainly plays an integral part. We've got Nicole Phillips from our communications. We had Jane Vesey on the on events which is great. So there's a whole family of UPI people that are involved in it, so it's busy.
Many hands making light work.
Very much so.
Right. So Bruce, when I think of UPI women's hockey, I think of 2 people in particular. I think of yourself, you know, this is your 14th year coaching the team. But I also think of a guy like Donnie McFadden. And, you know, I think, can you speak to maybe what Donnie has meant to the UPI women's hockey program over the years?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, well, to begin with, when I took the program over, Donnie was my first call, and I didn't really know Donnie at the time, but he had previous experience with the program, and I just felt it made sense to see if he would stick with us. Not only has he stuck with us, I mean, personally, Donnie's kind of my moral compass. He's a guy that when I get kind of, you know, wound up, you know, he's the one that kind of sits and says, okay, let's just step back, and, you know, and we've had some good laughs over that piece of it. Donnie is, in terms of, he's the grandfather for the girls. He takes care of all our academic pieces. He fixes everything from their helmets to their academics and everything in between. He's just a guy that when something needs to get done, you say, Donnie, can you make this happen? And he figures it out. He just goes off and it mysteriously gets done.
And he does it with pleasure.
Very much
and
so.
pride.
Very, very much so. And he's the voice of the Panther too, right? So he does our play-by-play.
The Don and Don show.
So he's got many, many hats, but not sure what it would look like without him.
Right. So Bruce, this is your 3rd kick at the national championship. You went in as the AUS rep in 2012. Came in last year as a host, and you're hosting once again this year. If you look at that, how different is this one compared to the other 2 in terms of maybe your approach and maybe the feeling of the team and your feelings personally as well too?
In 2012, I just found it to be a complete whirlwind. We wound down in Dow. We got on a bus, drove back to Charlottetown. The next day, we're figuring out how we're going to get to Edmonton, back on a bus to Halifax, and away we go.
And it was a big upset.
And it was a big upset. And, you know, last year was a little of the unknown, right? You know, we knew we were hosting. We knew that we were going to be in tough, but our program had made some real nice strides over the last number of years. Exited early, so you know, mentally for us, I think that was the biggest hurdle. But you know, after we got playing and after that first period, it was like, okay, you know what, like we're in this. And we had 2 really, really close games, and both teams knew when they got off the ice that they played a team that they earned every inch that was there. This year, I think the difference is we brought that kind of into the dressing room early in terms of that confidence piece. You know, we have played St. Mary's, ranked #1. We've beaten them twice. We've played St. FX, ranked 3. We've beaten them twice. We went up to McGill and Concordia. Concordia at the time was ranked 1st. We lost 4-1. We hadn't been on the ice in 3 weeks. Turned around, had a great game against McGill. You know, so I think we've earned that we're a tough team to play against, and I think just the girls really believe that there is, when we play our best hockey, we're tough to play against.
Right, and I'm sure that the recent bronze medal by the university women's basketball team, that has to give you a bit of inspiration and motivation as well too.
There's absolutely no question about it. The girls watched the basketball girls and this weekend, and inspiring is an understatement. It's just it's such a pleasure to see a team work so hard and get rewarded. They deserved everything they got.
And to overcome adversity.
Huge.
The way they did.
Between injuries and just you're down bronze medal game, you're down 18 points, and no one in there is thinking this is going to turn around. And they just had this confidence about them that we just need a little bit of a run. And for our girls, I think they look and they see and they learn and think, this is great.
So if you're looking at the tournament this year, we got the exposure last year. There's 5 teams returning: McGill, Montreal, Toronto, yourselves, and Alberta. And if you look at the quality of the competition, Bruce, what can the fans expect maybe from the competition overall, and what are you looking for with regards to your first round opponent, the #1 team in the country, the University of Alberta Panthers?
Well, let's start with Alberta. I guess Howie's been coaching them for a long time. They are the most highly decorated team in terms of national championships. They have they've got 2 or 3 players that are exceptional hockey players. Well coached.
One a Maritimer.
One a Maritimer. And
Adam McDougall.
And so Pozanoff was the U Sport Player of the Year last year. So they come in, from a really tough division, feeling, I think, quite confident on that side. So, we're going to be in tough, and that's okay. We know that. In terms of the skill level that you're going to see, I can guarantee without a doubt, it's fast, it's physical, and the skill is impressive.
And I think last year that really opened up a lot of eyes. When people came here and they saw the level of play, they said, really?
Yeah. I mean, in our final game here against St. X, that was a national game right there. We had over 900 people in the building, and this place was rocking. And, having that feel for both teams out there is just, it's unforgettable.
And that'd make a difference in terms of being ready for the university this year, where you've had bigger crowds coming into it. Another change for you coming into this year as well, too.
Yeah, very much so. The local support from PEI hockey teams and just community has been unbelievable. If I ever had thought 14 years ago that we would have the opportunity to fill this building for a playoff game and people just being so engaged, it's quite rewarding.
Good. Well, Bruce, a lot of the credit can go to you for the work that you've done over the number of the years with this program. I know it certainly hasn't gone unnoticed. It's much appreciated by the players, but it's much appreciated by people in the community too. So really want to thank you for that. All the best this weekend.
Thank you very much.
Go Panthers.
Go Panthers.
Let's get her done.
Okay.
Just a reminder that the tournament gets underway this Thursday with the first game being at 3 o'clock here at McLaughlin Arena. Quarterfinal action continues Thursday night at 7 o'clock and again at 3 and 7 on Friday as well. So come on out, be part of the action. It's going to be a great tournament. Support your women's hockey team. Hope to see you there.